Invicti is a leader in the application security space. We've been around for over 15 years, and really Invicti is the combination of two of the leaders in DAST, which is Dynamic Application Security Testing, which is Acunetix and Netsparker came together to form Invicti. And the zero noise, actually this is part of our new branding, and really what it refers to is the accuracy of our products. So there is so much noise in the industry in terms of claims about what vendors do, and there's a lot of noise with a lot of the false positive results. And our focus really is on securing our customers in a way. When we say zero noise, we mean very efficient and giving them the exact information that they need, where they need it, so they can secure their web applications.
Okay. And is it almost like an external scan that you're doing?
Yeah. So dynamic application security testing scans from the outside as an attacker would.
Right.
And we scan applications and APIs, both in development and production.
Okay. So not down to the code level, but at the user interface level, right? Layer 7 and above. Yeah. Awesome. And how's the show working out? Do people get that messaging? Are they understanding it?
100%. 100%. What's been really great is, application security over the last couple of years has moved from becoming something that you do for compliance maybe once or twice a year to continuous application security. And our customers really get that. So I've had some great meetings with some of the largest airlines, largest banks, and that is one of the reasons why they come to Invicti is because we're able to embed security in the software development lifecycle, so it does become continuous, and it's not this sort of overhead afterthought.
Yeah. So is it something you would take with you all the way through the test and deployment stages, and then finally in production as well?
Absolutely, yeah. So we integrate with CI/CD systems, ticketing systems, as well as sort of secret scanning, authentication, so that the developer, if they don't want to, never even has to come to our platform, right? So a scan will be kicked off from, say, the CI/CD. Results would go immediately to the developer's ticketing system. Once they fix the ticket, we'd automatically retest it and then open the ticket again if it isn't closed, right? So the idea is that developers can focus on their core competency, which is developing great code, and then getting the security information in their environments.
And then what do you do when somebody says, hey, we've got a web application firewall, we don't need anything in front of our applications or testing our applications?
Yeah. Fortunately, we don't get that very much because everyone that was something initially like years ago, but I think everyone understands that the best protection is detecting early and fixing it. Because once something is out in production, it's really hard, it's expensive and time-consuming to go back and fix it. The other really interesting thing about WAFs is most people we talk to don't even use it for active blocking.
Huh.
So we do work with WAFs so that once we find something, we can virtually patch until our customers are able to fix the code.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So where do you see this world going? Because applications are going through a revolution as people add in integrations anyways with AI. Yeah. Now they're looking for new interactions with their customers that are talking to their applications that way.
Yeah.
Is that going to change your business anyway?
What we are learning is that every single company builds applications, right? So I was talking to a very large services provider yesterday, and the gentleman was telling me that now they're not just doing services like consulting, it's tech-enabled consulting. Awesome. So they're building their own platforms. So we're just seeing an explosion in the number of web applications and APIs, which is just causing greater demand for our application security testing products.
Tell us more about how you are differentiated from all the other different, web scanners or the guys who do PCI compliance scanning because you have to.
Yeah. No, that's a great question because you just look around you, right, on the floor today, and so many people are saying they do the same thing, right? The reality with security, and I've been in the security space for a long time now, is there's no one tool that's going to solve everything, right? So I think it's very important, even within application security, that customers are using SaaS, DAST, SCA, IAST, all of these buzzwords. What makes us different is we really, really focus on being the best in DAST. And as we see, I was mentioning to you earlier that customers are scanning more of their attack surface. They're scanning more frequently, so they're shifting left, they're shifting right, they're scanning all of their APIs. The biggest problem customers have when they come to us, maybe they're using another application security testing tool, is they come to us and say, how do we scale, right? Because our applications are growing exponentially, how do we scale?
Right.
And I think that's really where our differentiator is. So in order to scale, what our customers need are 4 things. They need accuracy, because if there's a lot of false positives and you give those to the developers, that causes friction and a huge time sink, right? Because they've got to go and look at all the false positives. You lose trust. They need speed. So if a scan takes days, that's not useful, right? It's got to take minutes. They need automation so that scans are automatically kicked off at the right time with the right policy. So being able to set up everything once, and then security just happens in all the right stages. And then the last thing is support to grow out your application security program. So we have something called Guided Success, which is an additional offering customers can buy, where we have application security experts actually working with our customers and saying, all right, if you're new to DAST, we recommend, they'll take a look at the entire attack surface, they'll recommend, here's where we think you should start, here are the integrations you should start with, because it takes time, right? And sort of work with the security teams to train the developers, bring them on board. So it's really the speed, accuracy, automation, along with these consulting services if they need it, that allows customers to scale their application security program.
And as we know, every application grows. It
Yes.
just keeps going and going, and they need it in more places, so they have to do that. Is the onboarding process complicated? Do you have to give them, a map of what the application looks like, or you just point them at the web address?
You can point and shoot.
Yep.
And you can point and shoot. We've got pre-built policies, or you can customize what your policy should be. So we have about 4,000 customers globally in almost every single industry, and of all sizes and maturity levels. So there are some that just use the pre-built policies. There are others that actually write custom security checks and customize every single scan.
Sure.
And because we've been doing this for 15 years, we've figured out all the different use cases and we're able to solve for those.
Yeah. Going back to the development cycle, so they may not have launched, but they still need to be testing while they're still in, whatever private environment they have. How do you reach into that to do the testing if it's, in a lab or something?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can test all internal and external applications.
All right.
So we're able to cover, so that's what's really unique about DAST is you don't need the source code, right? So we're able to test, it doesn't matter the language, it doesn't matter if it's a GraphQL API or a REST API, right? We develop specific checks for all of them, but essentially the engine works for all applications and APIs.
Got it.